The United States is preparing to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. So how will this major global sporting event impact America's economy? I'm Veronica Dudo. Let's find out.
This is In America Today from the Ticker News Studios in New York City.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino met with President Donald Trump to present him with the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup trophy ahead of the tournament's final in New York and New Jersey. The gesture highlights President Trump's growing role in the lead-up to the 2026 FIFA World Cup, which will be co-hosted by the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. The expanded tournament will feature 48 teams and 104 matches across 16 cities, with Infantino comparing it to 3 Super Bowls a day for a month. FIFA estimates the two events will generate $40 billion in economic impact and create more than 200,000 jobs in North America. President Trump touted the upcoming event.
Next summer, we'll host the official 2026 World Cup tournament, where 48 national teams will compete in 78 matches right here in the USA. And that'll be something very, very different and very special. These events will attract millions of passionate fans around the world and over 1 billion viewers. You're going to have one of the biggest viewerships of any sport at any time. This will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase the beauty and the greatness of America, and we can't wait to welcome soccer fans from all over the globe. I don't know if I'm supposed to say soccer or football, because every time I say soccer, Baron and Eric say you're really saying it wrong. It's supposed to be football, but we know it more as soccer. These events will also generate tens of billions of dollars in economic activity for local businesses and create thousands and thousands of jobs for American workers. I've directed my entire team to do everything within our power to make the World Cup an unprecedented success, and that's what it's going to be. We're going to make sure of it.
For more, I'm joined by Eric Mitchell, a sports analyst. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Veronica. How are you doing?
So the United States is preparing to host the 2026 FIFA World Cup. How big of a deal is this?
Well, it's huge. I mean, I kind of chuckle at what the president said as calling it soccer or football. Most of us growing up here in the States, we always call it soccer, but its correct name is football. And it's huge. I think what a lot of Americans are going to see, because most of them probably weren't around or remember back in the 90s when we had the World Cup here, how big this is going to truly be. And the fact that it's expanded from 32 teams to 48 teams, it's going to be huge. The business side of this is great for all the cities here in the States that are affected by, going to have this with, over the projections they're crazy just for here in America alone, between $5 to $10 billion injected into the economies. That's crazy. And I live here in Dallas, and they're already expecting it to bring over $400 million because of all the impact we're going to have with hotels, people eating. It's amazing. And I can imagine in New York, it's going to be the same thing because of all the hotels. So just the amount of money and revenue coming in alone, besides the great matches we're going to have, it's going to be a great thing.
So, of course, as we know, with presidents, they have to keep a lot of balls in the air. It's not just always looking at the economy, it's, serious events, and also trying to keep peace and economic deals, but things like this, looking at culture and history and sports and endurance. And so we see the FIFA president in the Oval Office unveiling the trophy. What does the president's meeting, the FIFA president with Donald Trump, signal about President Trump's excitement and involvement with the upcoming World Cup?
Well, I mean, it shows how relatable President Trump is. Number one, that he brings up his son, both of his sons, talking about correcting about calling him by the right name, first of all. And second of all, it makes it relatable because it shows the excitement that the president has to know what this means to so many soccer fans here in America, how we are the melting pot of the world right here in America. And having World Cup come here, we understand how big it is. I think a decade ago, I don't think our country would have been set for it here in the States. But the excitement is here. Everyone is really excited to go check it out. There's a lot of first-timers who've never been to a soccer match. I know in my household, that would be my wife for sure. I've been to several, but Actually, no, she's been to one, but that was like a major league soccer game, which is here in the States. But I think a lot of people are going to go to their first time game and really get into it. And we saw it just a few years ago watching our USA team as they were trying to make it through a semifinal. And we all got excited about that. We're going to come together. People are going to get excited, watch all the people with their bloodlines relating to whatever country they come from to get cheer and get excited. And that's what people are going to come together. It's not just attending games, but going to places of businesses and cheering on your local team and having fun, because you see that around the country, and now our country gets part of it. And I think Donald Trump looks at that as another step of unity, number one, but number two, having everybody come together. And sports kind of takes politics out of everything and makes it fun. We get to cheer for a country or whatever, not just one player, but you get to cheer for your favorite country. I think that's what makes it the most exciting.
With an estimated $40 billion in regional economic impact, how will these tournaments benefit local economies across the U.S.?
Well, you got to think of all the people who have to work at the stadium. So let's look at it. I mean, I look right here. I live in Dallas, Texas, basically the epicenter of a lot of what's going to be going on for World Cup. Logistic-wise, we have hotels, food, teams flying around. I mean, you got to think of all those people that handle, besides working at the stadium, everybody who's there, from the folks, I don't know at soccer games, so soccer fans, if you're watching, you can yell at me later. I don't know if they sling peanuts at soccer games, but you know, the vendors that are be there giving your drinks, peanuts, hot dogs, all the things that are at stadiums. Through those, you have to hire those folks. It's going to inject jobs. It's going to inject revenue to small and local businesses that are around there. And of course, our friends at corporate America have jumped all over this. You're seeing more corporate sponsors than you can shake a stick at, and they're starting to advertise now for World Cup a full year in advance. So it's just causing more jobs, which is great for not just here in America, but in the other countries that are involved with here. You have Canada, you have Mexico. I almost said New Mexico. You have Mexico involved. So that's interjecting into both of their economies, makes good trade partners, brings everybody together. And again, it just causes this whole tumbling effect of positivity where everybody's happy. It causes a vibe. People are working more, creating more jobs, creating more revenue, keeping these businesses that maybe are still recovering from what went on during the COVID times and the pandemic. Now they're going to see this huge injection, and it's going to be great for their business.
So now you have worked, of course, behind the scenes. Let's pull back the curtain a little bit. What are some of the logistical challenges in organizing over 100 matches across 16 cities?
That's a great question. There's a lot involved. Number one, it's securing spaces for people to stay, right? You have teams, fans, families, number one. Then the safety. Safety is number one. We see that. We live in a crazy world, as you're well aware of, reporting on the news daily. So safety and security of the fans and the players are number one. We're also going to have a lot of dignitaries. So that is the number one concern and number one focus of FIFA right now, is working with the U.S., Canada, and Mexico, making sure the fans are safe. Because unfortunately, the fans may be very excited about this, but so are the bad guys, because this becomes a huge target for them. So fan safety is number one. So looking at that behind the backgrounds, how they're going to make sure fans are safe. So what fans are going to notice here in America for sure is you're going to notice at the stadiums you go to, you're going to see some new safety measures put in place, especially during the NFL season for test runs to make sure everything is going well. But you're also seeing fan experiences being worked on. What's going to go on outside the stadium? As you said, they're predicting that this is going to be like 3 Super Bowls in a day, which is crazy when you think about it, because we all hype up one Super Bowl one day of the year, and that's like a week-long celebration. So they're going to do that day in and day out. So how do they make the fans interactive? And also keeping the community, people who can attend, but making it a community involvement. And that's where all the brand sponsors are coming together to really put this together, to make it a once-in-a-lifetime experience for folks. Because some people will not, we don't know when the World Cup's going to come back to the States again. A lot of people here in the States can't necessarily travel to Dubai or overseas to go see where the next World Cup may be. So they're going to make this experience next level. So that's the big focus that I've been working on right now with a lot of the folks we work with, is looking at the fan experience and fan and everybody's safety, period, in general. But the fan experience is the most important thing to make this just a game changer. Like, you're going to leave and this is what you're going to talk about. You're like you do when you go to a regular sporting event. No, you're going to remember going to the World Cup, because it's going to be next level fan experience to keep the fans entertained at all times.
And finally, what is the anticipated long-term legacy of hosting the 2026 World Cup for soccer in North America?
Well, number one, soccer's growing as it has been for years here in the States. Our Team USA, both our men's and women's team, they're improving every year. It's hard. I mean, we're kind of behind by not just a couple decades, but several decades when it comes to being good at football. So for us, it's great. It shows a lot. But here's the kind of spin. I know you asked soccer, but what this does for it actually spins into something even bigger for the NFL. It shows who can host the Super Bowl. And that's the big bid, right? Everybody wants a Super Bowl bid. So I know here in Dallas they want it. I know New York would love to have it again. Phoenix is involved, Seattle. All these cities are trying to show, hey, we can host this, do the best job, and we want to host the Super Bowl. But it also says, hey, we can host big soccer matches, international matches that bring in the big teams and big revenue, not just for a huge, month-long event, but for a one-time Saturday night event where you can do it. You see it sporadically happen. They want to bring that in more, invite these international teams to come in and actually play here in the States more often at our bigger venues and know that we can handle the pure volume of people who could come in and watch these teams play. And it helps Major League Soccer grow its brand, which has been growing, has that exclusive contract with Apple. It's still growing, and they want to bring it out like, look, come check out soccer. It's fun. I know cities like Dallas, Kansas City that have teams. We love to go out and support our local teams, and it's to bring the attention to the rest of the states who are like, some people have that viewpoint of soccer still here in the States, and they say, hey, look, soccer is just as fun as these other sports that you've been watching your whole life. And it makes up for the time when you can't watch NFL, college football, and all the other things because, it's the dead of summer now and people are looking for a sport. Hey, soccer's right here. You can watch it, and it's entertaining.
Well, certainly a very monumental upcoming year here in North America. Eric Mitchell, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
This is Ticker. We'll be right back.